Hey guys, 24 Flame Swagger right here. I just wanted to make a video of my first annual 2018 NASCAR Cup Series prediction, what's going to be next year in Monster Energy Cup Series. So here's my prediction right now. Starting off with Jamie McMurray. Jamie McMurray, usually he does great in all-star races, but this year, last year he didn't, but he is still going to be in Chip Gasney. He's still going to be in Chip Gasney racing. His main sponsor is going to be McDonald's, and he's still going to be with his teammate Kyle Larson. And now moving on to Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski would most likely stay in Team Penske, but on the bad side, Team Penske, Brad Keselowski is probably going to stay in Team Penske until he retires, which is probably going to be later on to 2022, 2020, I'm not sure, but around those times. Brad Keselowski is starting to come up with retirement, but later. Okay, Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon will most likely stay in Richard Childhood Racing, and now they're going to be switching on to the Camaro ZL1 for NASCAR, which pretty much every single Chevy is going to be switching to Camaro ZL1. I know that's a very stupid answer to do that, because duh, everyone knows that. Well, except for noobs. Or babies. No offense to noobs. Okay. Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick will still be able to go with his team. He will still be in Stewart-Haas Racing for the rest, and that's pretty much it. He's gonna have new paint scheme. Jimmy John's will still be his main one, but he is still gonna have new paint schemes. Okay, Casey Kane. Casey Kane will no longer be in Hendrick, so now he's going to Levain family, taking over Michael McDowell's ride right here. So yeah, he signed a contract with Levain family that he's going to be since after a win at Indianapolis, which Indianapolis is now going to be in the chase race. Maybe, I'm not sure, I forget. And so Casey Kane signed a contract with Levain family that he's going to be in the ride next year, but then William Byron's going to take over his ride. So we'll be talking about William Byron later on. Okay, Trevor Bayne. Trevor Bayne will still be in his team. His team, Roush Fenway. He's gonna have a black paint. Most likely he'll have a black paint scheme of Advocare. So he's still going to be in there. Nothing really going on for him. I'll just take him out. And then some dumb noobs are going to be riding in the 7, which is J.G. Yaley, for an example. Even for TVR, I never seen him doing really good at Daytona, which, that surprised me. But fortunately, he crashed, so I got happy about that. No offense to other 7 favorite drivers. Okay, let's go to 10. Okay, Danica Patrick. Danica Patrick will no longer be in NASCAR, so she's actually retiring from NASCAR, going back into her IndyCar series, which she had tempers and she had rough seasons, and once in a blue moon, she finishes in the top 10. So now, I heard that Erica Marola is going to switch over to the 10 in 2018, which he now signed the contract with, so that's a very big surprising. And Bubba Wallace is going to take over the 43, so he's going to be joining next year, and after Erica Marola's concussion, so now Bubba Wallace is going to take over. Just like for Daniel's concussion, in 2016, Alex Bowman took over, but Alex Bowman is now going to be taking over in 2018. So yeah. Sorry the waste of time. I'll move over to Denny Hamlin. Okay, Denny Hamlin right here. Denny Hamlin will continue in NASCAR. He had one win. I thought that Joe Gibbs was going to be winless this year, but it turns out that the 11 of Denny Hamlin will most likely continue in Joe Gibbs. Okay, now a surprising thing. We're going to be moving on to the 12 of Ryan Blaney. Walsh's Xfinity. That's Joey Logano's car, but still, the 12. Now, Ryan Blaney is going to be moving on to the 12 next year for Joe Gibbs after no longer becoming winless and started scoring and made it to the chase grid on Pocono. So the Team Penske decided that he wanted to come in. I mean, they wanted Ryan Blaney to be on his team so they can start scoring for Team Penske. So maybe next year, Ryan Blaney's going to be doing good, and also Paul Menard's going to be taking over this ride. Okay, moving on to the 13. Ty Dillon, which is Casey Mears. Just forget about it. Ignore that. But Ty Dillon's going to be moving on. Will maybe be in the 13 for Germain Racing, or for another fact, which are some rumors that he's going to be moving on to Richard Childhood Racing. But mostly, I think he'll be moving on to Richard Childhood Racing. Yeah, so Richard Childhood Racing could be moving on for his grandson, I think, with Ty Dillon. Well, actually, no. Yeah, grandfather. Well, I don't know, but he's going to be in there. Okay, moving on. Clint Bowyer in the 14. Clint Bowyer will still be in NASCAR. He's starting to do much more better after the 2016 season, which he was still in the 15 5-hour energy, which the move the Clint Bowyer made to the 14 was actually doing pretty good. His highest actually this year was actually first, which I saw at Daytona, the night race, and he's most likely going to be in the 14 because he's starting to do good with Tony Stewart, and most likely he'll win next year. Maybe. And then some other people are going to be switching rides with the 15 next year. That's the unsponsored car. So no sponsors to it yet, but we're going to be fine. But maybe later on, seasons after seasons, there could be a sponsor for that. Okay, 17. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. will still be in Roush Fenway after getting 2 wins last season at Talladega and Daytona. Daytona the night race, and Talladega in the regular series. So, Roush Fenway no longer became winless, and they're still going to have Ricky Stenhouse for having more wins. The last wins before Ricky Stenhouse won at Talladega was Greg Biffle winning at Michigan. And then so that all changed until Ricky Stenhouse won at Talladega and Daytona. That was very big surprising for me. Okay, and now Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch into the 18 will most likely be in Joe Gibbs. Yeah, for next year, Kyle Busch will most likely stay in Joe Gibbs until, he's going to retire or something. But maybe he could retire, the same year as Brad Keselowski that I mentioned earlier, but we don't know that for sure, so he's going to be staying in the 18. Okay, Daniel Suarez. Daniel Suarez is still going to be into the is going to be in a 19, staying in Joe Gibbs. He got second place for Rookie of the Year, but the first place was Eric Jones, who won Rookie of the Year in 2017 in his 77 5-hour energy. Daniel Suarez is still going to be in there. Yeah, I've mentioned too much about rookies. So, he's still going to be in there. And now, Matt Kenseth and finally announced that he will retire, so he will no longer be in NASCAR for 2018. So now Eric Jones has made a move to be in the 20 this year in 2018. So Eric Jones is going to move over to 20, move out from the 77 into the 20, and that's pretty much it. Sorry I mentioned too much about that. You'll overtalk sometimes. Oh, yes. 21. Yes, the 21, Paul Menard. I know it says Ryan Blaney for 2016. Please ignore that. Okay, so, Paul Menard will be the replacement for Ryan Blaney after he's going to move over to Team Penske. Paul Menard's going to be kicked out of the team maybe and possibly move over to 21, and hopefully he doesn't, after becoming very winless since after 2012 or 2011 2012 Indianapolis. Oh, excuse me, I just burped. And he will move on, and he's gonna get kicked out of Richard Childress Racing into the 21. Sorry, overtalk again. Why do I always overtalk about this? Okay, Joey Logano is going to be in Team Penske again. Still continue in Team Penske. He last season in 2017, he only had one win, and he's starting to do horrible, no offense, but he's still going to be in there. Next year, he'll probably make it to the chase, and hopefully he could do good, very good, next year. Okay, the 23 of Greg Godling. The Greg Godling will probably be in the 23 next year for this year's 2018 ride. Will most likely be at Kansas. I'm not sure, but he should be in the 23. But some drivers may switch in 23, like Corey LaJoie, Joey Gase, those other drivers, and possibly move on to the 15 because noob drivers always switch drivers. No offense. Okay, and the 24, which is the car that I always use as 24 Flame Swagger, which William Byron's going to be into the Oxada, will be switching, will now take over Chase Elliott and Jeff Gordon's ride. So now, William Byron will not be in the 5. This year he'll be in, this year he will be in the 24 in 2018. So there's not going to be any 5. There's not going to be a 5 in Hendrick next year. Just only 9, 48, 88, and the 24. But I'm really stunned. I'm really angry about that because now we only have one winner who usually wins in NASCAR, which is Jimmy Johnson, and then other winless drivers like Chase Elliott. And then hopefully next year we can have William Byron start winning for the 24. Chase Elliott's moving on to the 9. But unfortunately, I don't have a NASCAR diecast for the 2018 Chase Elliott, but I'll get him. I'll get him for next year for the 5-hour Energy Cup Series. Oh, yes. Sorry guys, I was counting to make sure who I didn't forget. Ryan Newman. Ryan Newman will be still continuing into Richard Childhood Racing, but next year he signed the contract that he will be this year in 2018 he'll do one more time in Retro Childhood Racing. Well, maybe there's a rumor for that. I'm not sure, but mostly rumors. 32. Okay, the 32 of Jeffrey Earnhardt. Well, unfortunately, I don't have a diecast of him, but he will continue it. He will be in the 33 next year, and then with his teammate, with his Go Fast teammate, the 32. Matt DiBenedetto will still continue for his ride, and yeah, I'm pretty much not going about it. Okay, and the 34, okay, the 34, Landon Cassill, he will still be in NASCAR for, I forget what his team was. Hold on, let me see. I forget what his team was, but he'll be in that team next year, and most likely he'll still become winless. And also for his teammate in the 38, which is David Reagan, next year he will be. I've officially heard that next year he'll be one more time in NASCAR, and then he'll be moving on to Xfinity Series. Most drivers mostly go to Xfinity or retirement. Oh yes, 41. Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch will still be in the NASCAR Series, but Kurt Busch, after a win at Daytona, he will still be in the 41 ride, and will probably be continuing on and on. Okay, in the 42, Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson will still be in the 42 next year for Chip Gasney Racing, and will most likely, well, in my opinion, most likely I think Kyle Larson's doing very good, and most likely he might win the championship. Well, his championship hopes were gone after the 2017 Kansas, so because of the Talladega crash, it then caused his engine to blow out, so his championships went into a blow. It blew it over him. And maybe next year he may win the championship. Okay. 43. Oh yes, 43. Eric Almirola, like I said, he'll be moving on to the. Whoa, guys! Sorry. We'll be moving on to the He'll be taking over Danica Patrick's ride, and Bubba Wallace will sign a contract with Richard Petty Motorsports, and he's going to be into the ride next year. I mean this year. 7. Oh yes, 47. Alright, AJ Allmendinger. After a win in 2014, he will still be doing good, which I think he's starting to be a road course specialist like Marcus Ambrose, and maybe next year he may get his chance to maybe win at Sonoma or the Watkins Glen. Mostly it's Watkins Glen, but mostly Martin Truex Jr. will win, so he'll stay in there. He'll be staying in his team, JTG Darley Racing, if I said that right. Okay, Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson, who lately has been doing horrible, but at the beginning of the season, he's been doing really good. He had 3 wins, but unfortunately his 8th championship went on fire after a crash at Phoenix he had, which He was trying to win for his Ace Championship, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But next year, Jimmy Johnson will win, and he'll be like the only winner for next year for Hendrick, because there's going to be 0 winner drivers like Chase Elliott and other matches. Okay, yeah, like others I mentioned already, and I'll just put him back. Okay, 51. Mostly a lot of people will drive in the 51 next year, like Cody Ware, and then probably, wait, what else? Cody, I forget, but other drivers will drive in the 50. Oh yeah, Derek Cope, will be also driving in the 51 Pirates car. So he will be still driving in the 51, and that's pretty much it about that. Okay. Okay, what else am I missing? I don't know. I think next. Okay, Martin Truex Jr. Okay, Martin Truex Jr. will probably be the only person in this team. He's going to win. Last year in the 2017 season, Martin Truex Jr. won the championship, and Eric Jones, his 2017 77 teammate, 500 Energy, won Rookie of the Year. So Martin Truex Jr. is starting to is very good, starting to be a star in the NASCAR. But remember, he's very good at 1.5 tracks, so they're still gonna have him, Martin Truex Jr. Okay, what else? Okay, 83. Corey LaJoie in the 83. Other drivers and him are still gonna be driving 83, but yeah, that's pretty much, well, nobody knows about him for sure, but let's just forget about it. Okay, and Dale Earnhardt Jr., the fan favorite, who's been doing good for so many years. The fan favorites for so many years, now retired. But Alex Bowman, the driver who drove the rest of the season for him after Dale Jr. got a concussion, will be riding in the 88. So after Dale Earnhardt Jr. retired, Alex Bowman will continue, and most likely staying there. He'll start probably becoming winless. I'm just saying. No offense to the fan drivers. And at 95, Michael McDowell. He's going to be moving out to a new ride for, moving out to a new ride. Casey Kane's going to be in there, like I mentioned, but there's not much going on. Okay, now the drivers that are going to be announcing that are retired. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Matt Kenseth. I hope I didn't forget any others. I think maybe just Matt Kenseth and Dale Jr. But the drivers that are coming up with the retirement is Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, well, in my opinion, maybe rumors, and then Ryan Newman. I'm not sure, but he could be coming up with the retirement as well, but let's not talk about that. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, or subscribe. But if I say anything wrong, or in your opinion that's like, oh, this guy's so wrong, he's horrible, please don't say that, because that's very not nice, and let's all try to be nice to one another. It's probably like in the Bible, I don't want to talk about that. So, I hope you enjoyed this 2018 NASCAR predictions. I know it was super long. I'm sorry I talked too much. Now I'm starting to talk too much. Okay, so thank you for watching the video, and have a great day. Bye. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the videos. 24 Flame Sire, we just already did that. Oh, yeah, that's right. Alright, well, got a movie to do. Alright, guys, and action.